I'm freer to say what I want than the lawyers who work here all the time. If the judges are in charge, will they protect people's rights, or will they let political ads be shown in their galleries? The 46-year-old beautiful and successful human rights lawyer Amal Clooney is married to the legendary actor George Clooney. She recently made shocking news when she told the truth about how she really feels about her husband. Many people respect Amal and George as a power couple in Hollywood. Their charm and picture-perfect love have often wowed the world, but things may not be as perfect as they seem behind the scenes. Now people close to the couple say that they have been living separate lives, which has led to reports of trouble in paradise. Has Amal finally had enough of George's long-term friendship with Julia Roberts? Join us as we try to figure out what's really going on behind closed doors. Amal's shocking truth. Amal Clooney, whose real name is Amal Alamuddin, is more than just the beautiful wife of Hollywood star George Clooney. She is a well-known and respected human rights lawyer, who has worked with famous people and built an amazing career long before she became famous. One of Hollywood's most eligible men fell head over heels for her because she was so beautiful, smart and poised. Since their fast-paced relationship and well-known wedding, Amal has been in the news a lot, and she is often praised for her great style and smarts. But what happened before all the flash and glamour? How did this love story that seems so perfect start? George and Amal met for the first time at a dinner at George's home in Italy, where they both had a friend. There were sparks between them as soon as they met. What began as email conversation quickly developed into a stronger bond. It didn't last long before they went on their first date in London. After that, things moved quickly. George surprised her with a marriage proposal less than a year after they had met. It was so shocking that they had never even talked about marriage before that time. George said that he was ready to spend the rest of his life with Amal and knew right away that she was the one. He said he was thankful to have found someone he cared about after thinking about that moment that changed his life, more than any other thing in the world. After that amazing proposal, George and Amal got married in a big ceremony in Italy, had twins and have spent their whole lives helping people. It's no wonder that George and Amal Clooney have long been seen as the picture of Hollywood glitz and marital bliss. But new reports suggest that the couple may be having problems after being together for almost 10 years. Even though they look great together, it looks like their growing workloads have made things harder between them. Sources say the couple may be getting ready for a long split, which adds to rumors that their marriage isn't as perfect as it seems. Rumors of trouble in paradise have been going around, but Amal Clooney has shocked everyone with a shocking news. She hates her famous husband George Clooney very much. George's charm and personality made him the most desirable bachelor in Hollywood at one point. Seemed to have swept Amal off her feet, but what she recently said about their public marriage paints a very different picture. Even stranger is that the confession was made public during a court meeting for a well-known case that has already been getting a lot of attention in the news. George is already planning to make his long-awaited Broadway debut in 2025 with a stage version of his widely acclaimed movie Good Night and Good Luck. This will require him to stay in New York for a long time. At the same time, Amal is likely to stay in France with their twin 7-year-old children, Alexander and Ella, and keep working as a human rights lawyer. While George's Broadway start is an exciting new step in his career, the fact that he lives far away from his family has made people wonder how he and his wife will deal with this. In Touch Weekly says that the couple has been having a hard time finding time for each other because of how busy their jobs are, which is said to have put their relationship on the edge. But the stress might not just be caused by work responsibilities. One more thing is going on, and fans may be even more shocked than the rumors of a breakup. A lot of people were guessing why Amal said what she did, and some sources said it might have something to do with George's famously close and sometimes controversial friendship with actress Julia Roberts. Though fans of the couple are shocked by Amal's honest words, people who know the two say this news has been building for a long time. There are cracks in the couple's marriage that have been going on for years, but they have been trying to hide them behind closed doors. Because Amal is known as a smart and tough lawyer, any possible divorce is likely to cost her Hollywood star husband a lot of money and cause a lot of trouble. We're left thinking what really brought this seemingly perfect couple to the edge of breaking up as their once envied love story falls apart. Stay with us as we look into the reasons why George and Amal Clooney's marriage might be ending, the real story behind their friendship, not the Hollywood version. She always seems to get involved in scandals, and her friendship with George Clooney is no different. From walking the red carpet together to having electric energy on screen, their strange friendship has been in the tabloids and through every Hollywood storm. In 2000, George and Julia met for the first time on the set of Ocean's 11. While they were together, not many people would have thought that their relationship would last longer than many famous couples' weddings. But even after 20 years, the tie is still strong, and still only friends. George has thought a lot about their friendship and said that they were a good fit from the start. He said that their friendship was built on the fact that they both worked hard and were honest. George was making the jump from his fame to a burgeoning film career when they first met. Julia had just won an Oscar for her part in Erin Brockovich. Not like a lot of Hollywood ties that are based on premieres and photo ops. Theirs got bigger than the stage. In 2004, when Julia got pregnant with twins, their bond grew stronger. This event that changed George's life showed a new side of him, a kinder, more caring version of the Joker he was known to be. He kept an eye on Julia all the time, made sure she drank enough water on set, and was always there for her when she needed him. She saw George as more than just a co-star. He was a true friend and a gentleman. A lot of people thought that their friendship would end as so many Hollywood relationships do. Instead, it has grown stronger over the years, making fans, and it looks like Amal, wonder how close they really are. Might this strong bond have been one of the reasons why George and Amal's marriage fell apart? One thing is for sure, the whispers are getting stronger. The way George and Julia have been together has never been normal. Julia Roberts and George Clooney have worked together on many movies over the years, from Ocean's 12 in 2004 to Money Monster in 2016. But their relationship wasn't just based on how well they worked together on screen. The time they spent together away from the camera really strengthened their relationship. George once joked that Julia would make weird bird noises before they went to get coffee together, which was a fun way to show how friendly they were. They got along so well that it felt more like they were old friends than co-stars in a movie. When Julia got pregnant for the first time, their friendship got even stronger. She went to George Clooney's famous house by Lake Como in Italy to find peace and comfort. The villa is known for its beautiful views and old-fashioned charm. Julia brought her children back to the house with her after giving birth, adding warmth and happy chaos to the peaceful luxury, where George went to hide. A lot of Hollywood relationships fall apart because of rumors and competition, but George and Julia's bond grew stronger. They also helped each other through big changes in their lives. George was there for Julia when her relationship with her husband Danny Motter went up and down. She also watched as he went through years as Hollywood's most eligible man until he finally got married to Amal. During the whole thing, they dealt with the reports of a relationship with humor and class. When asked why they never went on dates, George said that either he or Julia was already dating, and right from the start they had become friends. Julia once said, "It was all just fun." She was glad that their friendship wasn't just another shallow Hollywood link. That one sentence said everything about their relationship that made it unique. In a field where relationships often end quickly, it felt real, lasting and genuinely sincere. It looked like nothing could change between them until a human rights lawyer named Amal came into George's life. She started a new, more difficult part of their story. Amal's entry into George Clooney's life. Just when Hollywood thought they knew how George Clooney and Julia Roberts would get along, Amal Alamuddin showed up. A smart, successful human rights lawyer who looked like he was about to test one of Hollywood's most famous friendships. There had been reports about George and Julia's relationship for years. So many people thought that sparks, scandals, and jealousy would fly. But what happened next shocked everyone. Clooney says that when he met Amal in 2013, Julia Roberts was one of the first people he called. Roberts had been watching her close friend go through high-profile relationships that never seemed to last for years, but she knew right away that this time was different. She told Ellen DeGeneres, "It's great," before she even met Amal. Julie said she hadn't met George's new girlfriend when Ellen asked her, but that didn't stop her from complimenting Amal, calling her pretty and smart and saying, "George is happy and that's what matters most to me." In typical Clooney style, George wasn't going to leave this important first meeting up to chance. He planned a dinner with great care to meet the two most important people in his life. After years of newspaper rumors about Julia and George, what could have been an awkward meeting turned out to be the start of something unexpected. A beautiful bond between Amal, Julia and George. What made their relationship special was how easily it grew. Despite what the media keeps saying, Amal was friendly and open with Julia, which is different from many Hollywood wives who are wary of their husband's female co-stars. That wasn't the only surprise though. The smart Oxford-educated Amal Clooney, who is known for supporting Julian Assange and giving advice to Kofi Annan, found a surprising friend in Julia Roberts. Amal saw a woman who valued being real over being glamorous behind the Hollywood fame. When George and Amal had twins, Ella and Alexander, in 2017, their bond grew stronger. Roberts quickly took on the part of Auntie Juju for the Clooney twins, even though she already had 3 kids of her own. The loving nickname stuck, and it showed how close George, Amal and Julia had become over the years, like family. That close friendship was still going strong when George and Julia worked together on Ticket to Paradise, in 2022. Amal brought Ella and Alexander to the set a lot. Between takes, the kids would run to hug their Uncle Juju. Everything looked great until an unexpected test came up in their friendship. Many people in Hollywood were talking about how George and Julia had to act out a kissing scene while they were shooting. Some pairs might have been scared by the scene, which was funny because it took 80 takes. What Amal did when she finally saw it though told us a lot. She laughed. She knew it was just part of their job and she felt safe in her friendship with George. The Clooneys, Roberts, her husband Danny Motter and their children, were part of a close-knit international society that didn't show on TV. They spent holidays together, backed each other's campaigns, and started routines that went far beyond the shallow social circles of Hollywood. In December 2022, that relationship was very clear, when Roberts wore a tailored dress to the Kennedy Center honors that was covered in pictures of George Clooney. The touching and funny tribute made everyone in the room smile, and Amal, who was sitting nearby, could be seen laughing and cheering. It was a clear reminder of how far they had come together. In the world of famous friendships, which can change quickly, they had built something valuable and real. In Ticket to Paradise, George Clooney and Julia Roberts had one of the most famous on-screen relationships. Behind the scenes, the famous kiss scene took 80 takes to get right, which made a lot of people curious. No one could help but wonder if they were just playing or if there was something more going on. After all, from Ocean's 11 to Ticket to Paradise, their on-screen chemistry had been a big draw for over 20 years. What did really happen during those takes? What the cameras didn't show was that 79 of those takes finished with everyone laughing out loud. Roberts joked with her own unique laugh, "It's like kissing my best friend." Clooney, even the Joker, made her think of his titles as the sexiest man living. But that wasn't enough to make them behave enough to shoot the scene. There was no sense of jealousy toward Amal Clooney. Instead, they were amused at how long it took them to stop laughing and get it right. Julia Roberts and George Clooney worked together on 6 big movies, and each one showed a different side of their obvious chemistry. In Ocean's 11, they played exes who were still angry with each other. In Money Monster, they played a TV director and host who were in a very serious situation. No matter if it was a romantic, dramatic, or funny scene, their natural bond made it feel real. One of the great things about their relationship is that they know how to balance work and real fun. They were separated from their families while shooting Ticket to Paradise in Australia because of strict COVID rules. Julie and George, on the other hand, lent on each other and helped each other through the long days and lonely nights. Their friendship not only made it through the hard times, it thrived. That bond between them, on and off screen, is still one of Hollywood's strongest. Later, Julia Roberts said that George Clooney and his family were her only connection during the long, lonely days she spent in Australia shooting Ticket to Paradise. It became even clearer how fun and friendly they were on set, which was already famous in Hollywood. Directors often give scenes with both stars more time because they know that their close friendship will make people laugh, which can slow down shooting, but makes the movie magic in the end. This was especially true on the set of Money Monster, where director Jodie Foster allegedly had them have their toughest dialogue early in the day, before they could start joking around. Their ability to work well together comes from the fact that they both like to act. Clooney and Roberts are both serious about their jobs, but they also have a sense of fun, which helps people connect with them. With more than $5 billion in box office sales between them, it's clear that their real-life chemistry goes beyond the screen. Roberts and Clooney aren't like many Hollywood couples who get tired of working together. They actively look for new projects to work on together. Few weeks ago, Roberts joked that George couldn't live without her on film. It sounds funny, but there's some truth to it. Ticket to Paradise, their most recent project, shows how much they've grown as film partners. As separated parents who don't want their daughter to get married, they brought decades of friendship and understanding to the part. The performance that came out of it felt both new and old. There had been tabloid rumors about the two for years, but they showed once more that their relationship is based on friendship, not scandal. But in the past few years the question has become, once more, a sensation and a closer look at how Amal and George Clooney are together. During her speech at the American Film Institute Life Achievement Award Gala on June 7, 2018, Amal Clooney talked about the early days of her relationship with George Clooney. George was receiving the AFI Life Achievement Award. Amal told George the truth when she said that when she met him at age 35, she was almost ready to accept the fact that she would never be married again. But after they met, everything changed. They started going to her London apartment together without her knowing to spend time together. Then Amal quickly understood that she couldn't imagine being with anyone else, no matter what. In a very open moment, Amal told him that she had trouble sleeping when they were apart at the beginning of their relationship. Her friends made fun of the dreamy grin and tilted head she would unconsciously wear when she read George's texts or found the love letters he had hidden in her bag. No changes had been made, even though they had been together for 5 years. While she was still with George, she still had a lot of respect for him and liked his smile very much. The 6th of May 2019 was George's 58th birthday. For the Clooneys, it was a very important event. A father for the first time, he chose to spend his birthday alone with Amal. In addition to toasting George's big success, they also celebrated Amal's professional growth. George talked about his low-key birthday party on Jimmy Kimmel Live. He said, "I turned 58. Even though nothing is fun, it was really nice to have dinner at home with my wife. We were very pleased." As the COVID-19 outbreak spread around the world in April 2020, George and Amal were locked down. They spent time alone at their Los Angeles home, which surprised everyone by making their relationship stronger. In the same month, the couple gave more than $1 million to help with pandemic aid. They gave to many organizations, such as the National Health Service, the Motion Picture and Television Fund, the SAG-AFTRA Fund, the Los Angeles Mayor's Fund, and the Lebanese Food Bank. After the fact, George said that they spent a lot of that year at home, in part to keep their asthmatic son Alexander safe. At that point, George thought about how much his life had changed and said that Amal was the reason for it. He said that her being there had made him rethink his long-held opinion that he would never get married. While he was in quarantine, George told Amal about his life. George said that he thought his life was perfect before he met his wife, and he didn't understand how wrong he was until Amal came along. George said that work and his friends were the most important things in his life, and he didn't realize how empty it was until he met Amal. Then everything changed. The actor talked about finally understanding that his life had been very empty. He had never been in a situation where the life of someone else was more important to him than his own. In December 2020, George showed how much he loved his wife by telling Amal that he had never fought with her. George said that it had been fun to spend time with his family at home since the pandemic started almost a year ago. He told her that he knew quarantine had been hard for some couples, but that he and Amal had never fought. George said there was one movie he wouldn't let his wife watch: Batman and Robin. They had many movie nights during the pandemic. He said that he put the movie on his list of movies that he doesn't allow because, in his usual humble way, he felt bad about ruining the series, and didn't want to look bad in front of Amal and their kids. He also said that there are some movies that he couldn't let his wife see because he wanted her to still respect him. The actor is known for his silly sense of humor, but not all of George's movies are off limits. He later told her that Amal and her friends really like his movie One Fine Day. It looks like George Clooney wasn't the only one who loved his partner. After being named one of Time magazine's 2022 Women of the Year, Amal talked about her marriage to George in March 2022. She said that he was inspiring and helpful. She said that they had a great marriage, and that their home was full of love and fun. In public, the couple continued to show how much they loved each other.
but changes in their marriage made some people wonder if their love story was starting to fall apart. Some tabloids said that Amal, who is known for her impressive educational and legal background, thought George Clooney's less successful friends were beneath her. At first, she was seen as a symbol of sophistication, intelligence, and modernity. People were now doubting Amal's reputation as George's perfect match. They thought that the picture had been carefully chosen to hide the fact that the two were said to not be compatible. Even so, Hollywood reporters love making shocking headlines, but things aren't always as dramatic as they seem. What do you think? Is George and Amal Clooney's marriage really ending? Please feel free to leave your ideas and opinions in the space below. Don't forget to share, like, and follow for more. Also click on the videos below that are shown on your computer. It will be fun for you.